Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to give a thumbs up, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to know when I go live. So, before we get into things, does anybody here shop at Sam's? Does anybody here shop at Sam's? If you do, was doing Costco there for a while, switched it up, went to Sam's. They have, let me get on to where I want to start here. They have these things called honey barbecue boneless chicken bites. Dear God, are they addicting. So I tend to be more of a salty person than sweet. And that's been a little bit of a fix of mine these past 2 days. You might also hear it in my voice. I am definitely have a cold or something. I thought it was allergies. Past couple nights, my nose was stuffed up, but definitely got the throat, body feels off. Got a leg workout in this morning. I was sweating a lot more than normal. Definitely took a lot more effort this morning to work out. So definitely battling through something, just like the markets are battling on the bullish run that we are on. I don't know. I had to find a way to bring it back to crypto. Hey, welcome in everybody that is new tuning in, as well as everyone who is returning for the newly daily live stream. We're going to dive right into things. There's a few charts that I want to cover. As always, we're going to allow for time at the end to answer any TA questions that you guys do have, whether it's related to something I covered that you don't agree with, you disagree, or it's not making sense and you have a question you want to ask, or if there's a crypto project you'd like me to chart out, I'm welcome to do that. Welcome in, Alex. Good to see you. We're going to get into that in a moment here. Bullish. You damn right. Finally made another live stream. Welcome in, Kevin. Glad to have you. So let's get into the first chart here. This is actually going to get at Alex's question because I did want to touch on something. This is the Bitcoin daily chart. Okay, you can see we're up 4% today. I wanted to kind of point something out to you guys. I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority that feels that, based on the views that I've shared with you, based on some of the views I'll continue to update you on and share with you, I do view new all-time highs coming in this year. I actually, you know how people think that Bitcoin, a lot of uneducated people think that Bitcoin and crypto is a Ponzi scheme? Well, I think if you were to communicate a message to someone and say, hey, I know a great investment you could get into. Every 4 years, it does the same thing. You should get in now and sell then. If you told someone that, I could understand why they would think it's a Ponzi scheme. Okay, where am I going with this? If you really think that Bitcoin halving is the reason that we've had these 4-year cycles and price is just going to continue doing the same thing, I really think that this year, if I am correct in my assertion, it's going to open everyone's eyes up. There's no asset that you can invest in that every 4 years it's going to do the same thing. That's, in my opinion, that's a very ignorant view. It's a very narrow-minded view. I apologize. I am very congested. I don't want to do that in the microphone. And so my view is that Bitcoin is going to create new all-time highs this year. And it would make sense, as I've said before, I put out a poll on Twitter. When is it more realistic to expect? You sniff a lot. Thanks, Chris, for noticing that. So what do you think is more likely? Do you think it's more likely that the market is going to make new all-time highs when most expect it or least expect it? Fewest expect it, right? So right now, I am in the camp of the fewer. Okay, I am in the camp thinking that, my view is Bitcoin is going to enter this fifth blow off top wave this year. And it tends to happen. These moves within the cycle tend to happen when the fewest expect it. Now, the thing I want to point out to you here, though, and there is one chart that's giving me a little bit of pause for concern in terms of reaching that new all-time high this year. As you can see on the daily here, we've had a golden cross, right? If we go to a 2-day, you can see we're embarking on a golden cross on the 2-day, which is great, okay? Every time we successively go up on the time frames, we get higher and higher and higher. It's more monumentally significant to have these golden crosses because that higher time frame is is in essence more credible in nature. Okay, so you want to see more bullish price action as an investor on the higher time frames. This is the chart though that gives me a little bit of concern. This is the 3-day. Now, anytime we have had a significant rise in price, okay, if we look at the time period back here, if we look at the time period here, we had the 50 across the 200 positive above the 200 SMA. We're not there yet, and it's going to take some time. I mean, theoretically, if we drew out when a golden cross could come in here, we really would need to see some sustained price action above the 200 to push this 50 up. I mean, the most bullish scenario would be we might get a golden cross. Yeah, sometime, probably didn't draw that right. Sometime out in, yeah, September, October. You know, I'm just drawing a rough estimate. I don't know. I haven't done the math on it to try to project out where we could get a golden cross. But we're not, where I'm going with this is one chart that leaves me feeling, gives me a little bit of pause within my analysis, because we're not going to set new all-time highs on Bitcoin and the rest of the market if we don't have a golden cross in the 3-day. It's just not going to happen. So this is one chart I was recently looking at saying, it's going to take some time until we actually get a golden cross here. Maybe we get it, you know, kind of zooming in here. Maybe we get it around that July, August timeframe. But this is something I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. It's really the only chart I've looked at that's giving me a little bit of a pause. Every other chart that I've been sharing with you guys has really been spelling a very bullish narrative in the direction of creating new all-time highs this year. Going back to basic, you know, the basic premise of that Elliott wave and that fifth wave. The other thing that I wanted to update you on, I just spoke to this chart the other day. The price action on XRP should not surprise you one bit. Okay, if you recall, we were just above the 200 SMA yesterday. I said I wouldn't be surprised this week if we enter this area right here, 56 to 57 cents, and that causes us to get rejected because that's a prior area of price confluence, and now that we're below it, it's going to act as resistance. You can see that's exactly what happened, right? We got rejected at around 57, just over 57 cents. There is another area of resistance here I did want to draw out for you guys since we have the chart open. It's at around 60, I thought I had it at 65 cents. Yeah, it's about 65 cents, a range in between 64 and 67 cents, okay? So that's going to be another area it should cause us some initial problems on the way up, but it should not, if you were tuning in yesterday, it shouldn't surprise you one bit that we got rejected around this price level. Again, guys, ultimately, what's the most bullish scenario for XRP that realistically we'd want to see, which would be very healthy? We'd want to see some healthy price consolidation above what was once resistance. And the resistance point I'm looking at is the 200 simple moving average on this weekly chart. This pink line, as long as we can get candle bodies to stay above this line and consolidate and continue pushing up, that's very bullish. It's also going to cause the 50 SMA to flatten out and begin to curl up. That would all be bullish, okay? So I'm not looking for XRP in the next week or two or three to shoot up towards $1, but the healthy way to get to $1 is to sustain itself at and above around 50 cents, 49.5 to 50 cents, get some consolidation in here, and then blast off. Okay, so that's what we want to look for in XRP. Wanted to take a look at the total market cap, and I'll get to your questions. Wanted to take a look at the 817, the golden cross happens. Nice, Chris, appreciate that. I wanted to take a look at the total market cap. This magnificent drawing here is what I had drawn out many weeks back to you guys, and I left it in here intentionally. And what I'm pointing out here is resistance, 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 and at that time all we were doing was breaking out, and I said, look, we're back testing, okay? We could actually fall as low as here, which we didn't, okay? We ended up getting a wick below. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. We never got a candle body close that was convincingly below this descending area of resistance. Once we broke above it, we speak on this channel many times about this. Once we break above descending resistance, it often likes to come back down and backtest, and now we've since moved up, okay? So the next area on total crypto market cap that you want to take a look at, it's this zone right here. Now, we're sitting at $1.15 trillion with a T in total cryptocurrency market cap. The next area of interest to me would be between 1.34 and 1.55. I think once we start getting candle bodies above 1.55, that's really when things should start to significantly pick up. Now let's look at the price indicators and see what we got. Again, this is on a weekly. You can see MACD's very favorable. RSI's been steadily increasing. We broke out of our bullish divergence here. Price was coming down. RSI was going up. We broke positive. RSI looks great. Stochastic RSI looks very healthy. It's a little overheated, but these metrics, stochastic RSI in particular, can remain overheated for some period of time. So not too concerning there. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I have a few questions on some tokens. Okay, so DCF, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to have time to chart all those. So pick your favorites. I would say pick one. Maybe I'll just do the first one. And join me on future live streams. I'm doing these every weekday. So you can come back tomorrow and we can do Cadena. Okay. Brendan, welcome in. Good to see you. I had one of the best weeks with XRP. I sold some, tried to trade some today, and lost $1,000 today on the XRP 5-minute. I'm sorry, Evan. Sorry to hear that. 7 long attempts, 5 short attempts. I got wrecked. Okay, so on that point, real quick, I've hit on this. On this channel a few times, but I really want you guys to take this to heart. Most of you, including myself, okay, I'll include myself in this, okay. Most of you are not going to be successful at day trading. You're just not going to. I've spoken to people who think they can outsmart the market, and they very quickly realize they get their asses handed to them, okay? And I don't care how proficient at chart reading you are, most day traders lose, okay? Day trading is all about risk management. You can have 10 losing trades and 2 winning trades, but if you exercise proper risk management, you might still have a net gain. At the end of the day, you want to have a net gain, right? That's a little too stressful for me. I really don't want to have to rely on a source of income through day trading. Certainly not how I want to live my life. But to each their own. What I would suggest, though, and where most of you will be most successful, is you allocate the significant portion of your portfolio towards an investment approach. Maybe 95%, okay? And the other 5%, you can enter some long swing trades that you want to enter for a few months. You can take 1% of that and maybe just day trade it if you just like doing it for fun. But for the love of God, don't take all, $20,000 of your crypto portfolio or whatever the value is. Don't take all $20,000 and start day trading it. You will lose money and lose money quickly. I can guarantee you that. That I can guarantee you. I don't guarantee anything on this channel. That I will guarantee you. This is one that I wanted to take a look at. I haven't looked at you guys in a while. And if you've been paying attention, I had a specific TA video out on artificial liquid intelligence. It was part 1 of my crypto AI set to rise video series that I need to get back to. If you've been in this and you're not proficient at reading charts, you might be a little discouraged at the price action because all we've been doing is going down in price. Guys, let me show you what's going on. Let me first off zoom out. Let's look at price action. This is on the daily, by the way. I don't see anything alarming here. We came down, we sort of flattened out and had a sharp increase in price. Now, what is this? What is this actually doing? Well, there's an argument to be made, first off, that this is a bull pennant, okay? Here's our pennant. Here's our pole, and here's our pennant, okay? You could draw the pennant way up here, okay? So there's an argument for that. But the pattern that I want to focus on more so than the pennant, although that would be valid, is, can anybody guess what this is? We have a wide top here, and then it starts to get narrow. This is a falling wedge, okay? So the way you want to draw this from a technical pattern perspective, if you draw from the top of the wedge at the widest point and you put it at the point of breakout, so let's say on Saturday the 1st we broke out, you'd see that would give us a technical target of 8.6 cents, okay? This one you're going to have to be patient on. I am not concerned about this one bit. There's other patterns that are presenting themselves that are similar to this. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Well, actually, we're going to get into it right now with this one, but we're going to get into it a second time. I want to show you something. This is PRQ. Now, I was set to live stream to show you PRQ today and to show you the similarity, okay? The similarity between ALI, ticker symbol ALI, Artificial Liquid Intelligence. Let me turn on the light here. I see it's a little dark. Man. Okay, ALI, and ticker symbol PRQ. Now, PRQ was also in a falling wedge, okay? It is now, if we can get a candle body close, this is on the daily, if we can get a candle body close above this blue line, okay, what I would expect is some sort of back test to this area if it's bullish, and then continued sustained price movement up. This is the same thing I'm expecting on ALI. It's just not occurring at the same time. This is the same pattern as what was presented here, is just playing out different timing. The other interesting thing on PRQ, this is with additional price data, okay? This is on Coinbase. This is the most price data I could find on PRQ, which is on Poloniex. Look at what's really interesting if you get the complete historical context of the price action. Do you see the resistance, 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 resistance? Once we broke above, we sort of rode this line, and now we're sort of waiting to go up. Again, you find so many commonalities in charts the more you look at charts. This is why I say, this is why when I was trying to think of what the right name for this daily live stream is, it's all in the charts. Well, all in the charts, okay? But it really is all in the charts. You see very similar things play out in many similar charts. One more thing I want to hit on, and then I'm going to get to some of your questions here, and we have a few other charts to cover. I'm also sticking to time. I'm trying to keep the live streams at a certain threshold because I have a tendency to get very verbose. I want to do a fun exercise with you guys. I want you to drop down and give me 50 push-ups because nobody here can do that. No, I want to do 100. There you go. Do 100 plus. No, I want to do a real fun exercise with you guys. Just to show you that there are many charts in the crypto space that are setting up very similarly. And if you appreciate what I'm about to do for you, make sure to hit the thumbs up button to show support for the channel so we can get this stuff out to more people. I don't want to bias your view. I am going to show you two separate charts, okay? I want you to say to yourself or think, which one is HBAR and which one is Harmony 1? This is chart number 1. Look at what's going on here. I'm not going to tell you the time frame. I just want you to look at the pattern, okay? You always know on this channel, purple is 50, simple moving average. Pink is 200. Look at the price action, what it's done, okay? We rose up from here, got above the 200. Now we're riding the 200. The 50 has since crossed above the 200. Okay, I want you to study that. Now, you tell me that this isn't, for the most part, the same damn thing. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, a little bit more volatility here. You see this move below the 200, but guess what? We got a move below the 200 right here. You see this strong movement up? We got some strong movement up, but we're still riding in between the 250. Now, this chart right here is Harmony 1, and this chart right here is HBAR. The whole point behind me sharing this with you is there are so many similar patterns playing out on so many of these charts. I chart in my spare time. It brings me pleasure. It brings me fun. I am a fucking nerd, okay? It's what I enjoy doing. So I've looked at enough of these charts to recognize that there are so many similar patterns playing out, and you should be aware of them. And the way this could potentially benefit you, okay, the way it could potentially benefit you, let's say you take that 3 or small 5% of your portfolio and you want to do some swing trades. Well, maybe you had a play in here, right? And you saw this pan out. Maybe it worked out well. Maybe you scaled out of some of your position. You could put some in here for a similar play, okay? Never financial advice. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm just saying it can benefit you in that way. It can also give you assurance that what you're seeing in the chart that you're invested in is playing out similarly in other charts. It's not unique. What we're seeing in HBAR with price action is not unique to HBAR. It's unique to the market that you're going to see on many of the charts. That is what I have discovered over time. Let's get to some of these comments. I have a few charts. I'm going to open it up to TA very shortly here. TA? No, not titties and ass. TNA. Q&A. No, wait. TA Q&A. Yes, TA Q&A. All right, what do we got? TCE. The thoughts on TCE. All right, you're being an ass. Chris, you've DM'd me before on TCE. Chris is being an ass. There is no TCE. I know exactly what that is. That took me a second. I was only using 3 times leverage, but XRP had such big swings. Yeah, I don't do leverage. The wife said no to swinging. Wow, you were not short of jokes today. Well, and that's the point, Brian. So Brian's saying he does pretty well in day trading, but he doesn't allocate much of his portfolio to it because a bad trade can wreck you. So Brian, you're illustrating my point. You're being smart, okay? You're being very smart. You're exercising risk management. You know that you can't outsmart the market, right? If I could outsmart the market, I would say Bitcoin's going to $130,000. I'm going to sell my buy limit orders at $130,000. And if I did that, I'd be a fucking moron, okay? Instead, I have a range because there's this thing called volatility, and I don't know where the price is going. I'm taking an educated guess, okay? So I have this range, and I'm going to sell within that range, right? You're not putting 100% of your portfolio into day trading because you know you'll get your ass handed to you, right? You enjoy day trading, so you just take a small percentage. So good for you. Is USDC still a stable coin when there's a new all-time high? I'm selling most of my alts and exchanging some of the profit, exchanging it to USDC, putting it in cold. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing for myself. So when I do get to the point where I want to sell my investments, I'm exchanging it into fiat because unfortunately that's the only thing that we can transact with in real terms today, right? So I have a lot of big goals for myself, and the only way to realize those aspirations and those life goals that I've had for myself for several years now is to convert it into USD. So that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, that sounds painful. I wouldn't be trading on a 5-minute chart. I've done that before. I've tried day trading before. It's not my cup of tea. Let's see. What chart do you look up? Mostly say 15-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4. Well, Track, I don't day trade. So charts, I mean, I look at all sorts of different time frames. I would say anything under the 2 hour is very rare for me. I would say it's more, the most common charts that I look at on something would be anything from the 4 hour all the way up, obviously, to like a monthly. But the ones that I really focus on, especially when you have immature assets like an HBAR or a Harmony 1, I'll go down to a 12 hour. But even on Harmony and HBAR, I really don't like to go less than a 12 hour. I'll keep it at a 12 hour and above, a daily, a 3-day. I love the 12-hour chart. I love the daily chart, the 3-day chart, a weekly chart, a 10-day chart. I like a 10-day chart, a 2-week chart. I like lots of charts. And, of course, monthly. Solana. So, Alex, we can take a look at Solana. I'd be happy to. And I do expect new all-time highs in the market this year. So that would account for Solana as well. Now, one thing I want to preface is, I'm not telling you that there aren't projects that could underwhelm. I'm not telling you that there aren't projects that could double top. So great example is I'm bullish as much as most people are not. I am bullish on Harmony 1 setting new all-time highs this year. And I've given those price ranges in my Harmony TA video. Okay. There's no reason, though, Harmony couldn't underwhelm the market and hit 30 or 40 cents. I'm not saying that it can't do that. There's a probability for everything. But my educated view is, no, it's going to exceed its all-time high of 39 or 40 cents, and we're going to see something much, much higher that I've shared with you guys in my video. I'm not focused on XRP's 1 minute chart. There was a guy out there, I don't want to give him any attention, but I forget his name. He would put out videos on 1 minute charts on XRP. He was something. He was, there's a lot of deceiving people out there. Yeah, anytime you get emotional with your trading, that's where it kills you. I'll let you guys kind of go back and forth here talking about trading. Brian, Evan, and Brent, yeah, Brian, Evan, Brendan, and Brian go back and forth on the trading. That's where it really kills you. You really have to be robotic and exercise sound risk management. And I just don't have the patience to sit in front of a chart, all morning and do trades and stuff. That's not how I'd want to live my life. But Neffy, thanks for all the information, CBG. I look forward to it. Thank you very much. I always appreciate the positive feedback. You know what? I don't think I'm going to have time to cover all these other charts that I wanted to get to be honest with you. So there's 2 charts I want to speak to, and then I want to get to your TA questions. So one chart I did want to speak to yesterday, I mentioned this. I did want to take a look at Digibyte. I have a lot of Digibyte charts. Which one do I want to take a look at? Take a look at this. Digibyte right now has broken out of its downward resistance, and it's sort of just consolidating. This one to me is just a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. That's how I look at it. And I can't tell you when this thing's going to increase monumentally in price. But again, there's really nothing new to update here. It's just pattern recognition. You guys can look at this, and I don't even need to explain it to you, okay? I think Digibyte's going to be setting new all-time highs this year with the rest of the market, and I think something above our prior all-time high at 18 cents, in my opinion, will happen. I don't think that I've given price targets on Digibyte yet. I think once things start to take off and we're in that 3 to 5 cent area, you can count on a new video coming out on Digibyte, because honestly, some of these TA videos I put out for you guys, I'm glad that it benefits you as part of this community. It also benefits myself. I mean, I'm charting this, and what I'm sharing with you is honestly my own assessment of price action and what I'm anticipating. So I'm feeding myself knowledge, and I'm feeding you. I'm feeding everybody. I'm fucking feeding everybody. So that was Digibyte. I don't know what just happened right there. Let's get to the S&P. This is a chart I wanted to touch on, and then I'm going to get to your questions. I appreciate a lot of engagement today. I really appreciate that. Everybody and their mother is, I mean, every fucking time I go on YouTube, somebody seemingly is talking about the S&P doing this and coming down here, and maybe even lower. Okay, 3,200, 3,400, breaking the 200. Guys, that's not what I see in the charts. I mean, again, this is why this channel is named what it is. I don't care about the war. Well, not to be insensitive. I mean, the war that's going on, the inflation that's going on, the interest rates, the president talking about ice cream at a school during a school shooting. Didn't know what that was all about. Catch that video. Not to get political, but didn't know what was going on there. The point is, all this news does, when you listen to it, it introduces emotional bias. Read the description for this live stream. It introduces emotional bias. Welcome in, Holly. Good to see you. And what I constantly try to tell you, look at the S&P. We have, how many decades of information here? Okay, this goes way back. So we have like 50 years or more of price data. 50 years of price data. All the world's events, okay? All the world's events, everything going on, all the wars, all the bullshit going on inside our country and other countries. It's all baked into this chart. This price data develops over time, and we can make probabilistic statements regarding what is most and least likely. So let's look at what's most and least likely here. Resistance, 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 and my voice is starting to go. I don't know how much longer I can last. We broke resistance here. What did we do? We back-tested prior resistance, and we created support. Again, how many charts have I covered like this? Since then, we've gotten above a very critical moving average that I've spoken to. The 21 exponential moving average, we're now back above it. It's all to me about this 43, is it 43.25 or 43.27? Whatever it is. 43.25. The magical number on the S&P you want to keep in mind is 43.25. When we get candle body closes above this area, I think it's just a matter of time to take this out and ultimately this out and create new all-time highs this year. It is going to take the world by surprise because everything being communicated out there is the market is going down, 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 down. No, I believe the market actually, I'm going to give you a nice little picture of what I see happening. The market's actually going to go up, 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 and then down, 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 down. That's what I see happening, okay? We're going to catch people off guard. The S&P is looking great, and this is obviously very important because crypto's not going to do well if the S&P isn't doing well. Rising RSI, MACD is healthy, stochastic RSI just crossed positive and is above 20, which is a trigger line on the stochastic RSI. S&P is looking healthy. I have no concerns with the stock market. I don't, okay? One of the few channels you will hear tell you that I don't have any concerns about the stock market. I don't. I think 401ks are going to be doing well this year, okay? Continue to do well. And I think we're going to see a large sell-off, a large correction coming after a blow-off top coming this year. Now, I want to get to some questions here because my voice really starting to bother me, and we're running out of time too. I want to stay on top of things here. Solana. I have not looked at Solana in a long time. You can tell because I have red resistance points where we're now at support. Now, one of the things I did want to point out, I had spoken to the fact that there was bullish divergence, okay? This is on a weekly. I went on a smaller time frame, and I pointed to you guys and said, hey, there's bullish divergence in here. You may want to consider that. We rose from, at that point, we were around $13, and we went all the way up to, we doubled in price to 26, okay? And I remember talking about that on a live stream. So what have we done since then? Well, biggest thing I can see on the weekly, we need to take out this descending resistance. So this is what I would expect for Solana. We're going to come up here, we're going to back test, and then we're going to continue going up. That's the general direction for Solana, what I see playing out, okay? Price indicators, I only have RSI up. Let's just focus on price action. Now, where could we get resistance once we break above the descending resistance? It looks like $26 is going to be a hard area for us. Let me draw another area of price confluence you guys can count on to encounter for some challenging times here. Looks like that price is right around like $41. I mean, it's really, again, these are really zones. I mean, you could actually bring this down a little bit lower. Yeah, there's like a level right there. Right around 35, and then you could draw, you know, your next area at around, there's really a whole zone in here. So I would say, whew, eyes are getting dry. I've been staring at my computer screen for hours. I had afternoon meetings all fucking day. So almost didn't get to the live stream in time. It was a long day today. So once we clear this $26 area in descending resistance, this area right here between like 35 and $46 should prove to provide a challenging task to get above. So realistically for Solana, what you want to see and what I expect, we're going to push up, we're going to break here, maybe get rejected at around 36, come back down, retest like 26 or the descending resistance, and then continue up to 46 and above. That is what I would anticipate for Solana. The other question is, what do I do for a living? I'm an actuary. I work in the life insurance field, actually. Check me out on Twitter. I have my profile up there and disclose that I am an actuary. Solana, what were the other tokens? There were a couple other tokens, not TCE, Chris, not TCE. I thought we are on the live TA Q&A segment right now. And I'm trying to get, I know, okay, so DCF, too many here to chart. Let me do one that, how about this? Let me do Harmony since we spoke about it earlier. And then keep your questions and come back for future live streams. And I'd be happy to chart these things out. I only have so much time. I can't take, as much as I appreciate it, I can't chart out 4 different charts for one person. All right. Harmony 1. This is on the daily. A lot of areas of resistance up here that we ultimately need to get above. The thing I want to see for Harmony 1, let's just focus on the daily. The thing I want to see for Harmony 1, we need to punch back above this 50. We don't want to see a death cross. I don't anticipate a death cross, but we don't want to see this 50 cross below the 200. So what we need to do is a candlestick to convincingly close up in this area around, we'll call it 2.4 cents. Once we get up in the 2.4 cent area, that's going to cause our moving average to flatten out and curl up. Same with the 200. And now it's all about taking out these highs. We really need to get above 3 cents, guys. Once we start getting back above the 50 simple moving average, we really want to get up in this area. I've targeted this area, and really it was this broad area. I really want to see us push up towards 3 to 5 cents. Okay, that's what I want to see for Harmony 1. We're not quite there yet. But again, this chart looks the same as HBAR. I mean, the chart is setting up the exact same way. Yeah, so that's what I would say on Harmony 1. I think there was one other chart someone had a question on. Oh, I know there was another question. I'm just trying to think where that was at. Solana. Shit. So many comments this week, or not this week, today. A lot of people going back and forth on trading. Sorry if I missed. Somebody else had a charting question. Try to do me a favor. I'll say this at the top of the next live stream. Wait to share the charts you'd like me to chart until the end of when I'm speaking, because it's hard to go through all these comments and see. I want to get to everyone's questions. I feel bad, but try to save it to the end. So. Oh, I'm not worried about Doge. No question, no concerns, Neffy, on Doge. Although we could take a look at it real quick. You know what? Let me take a look at that. I'll look at HBAR with you guys, and then we're gonna call it meeting adjourned. Let's look at Doge BTC monthly. Oh. Neffy, I'm surprised you asked this question. There's no concerns here. Check this out. Look what's I haven't looked at this one in a while. Look what's going on. We came down, but I mean, I know I spoke to this on my TA video. I know I said that we could come all the way down here. I feel very confident about that. So we're sitting on support right now. There's nothing. We're just coiled in here, you know. We coiled for a long time in here before we broke out. I would suspect what's going to happen is if the market's moving in the direction that I believe it is, you know, at some point we'll get a movement back up here, kind of coil down. I would expect us to at least try to retest our all-time highs in dominance. That's what I would suspect. We'll break out of this resistance and come up into this region. It's just a matter of if we'll create new all-time highs in dominance. No concerns on Doge BTC, my friend, though. Nothing concerning. So had a question on HBAR, and I believe I'm going to end it there because I'm up against time. So HBAR, it's really the same sort of story as Harmony 1, although the one thing I like to see in this chart is that the 50 isn't curling down as harshly. One of the things you have to understand is Harmony 1 is a smaller market cap. The smaller market cap presents two things. One, it presents a higher degree of volatility. It takes less money to move the price, okay? So it presents more volatility. So you're going to get sharper inclines and declines. So HBAR is volatile, but it's not as volatile as Harmony 1. But the other thing you get with a smaller market cap is you get a higher probability that you may, not necessarily, but you may get a higher level of price appreciation to the upside, just like you may have sharper declines to the downside, okay? So right now, all that's going on with HBAR is we're consolidating in this region. Remember, as long as we're on top of a moving average, it's support, right? This area here, the 200 daily, 200 moving average, it's support. We're below the 50, it's resistance. We gotta get above this region. We need to get above 7 cents. Break up past 8, and it's all about taking out this area and getting it back above 10.8. So what I wanna see for HBAR, watch for HBAR to get above convincingly 7.2 cents. That's step one. Once we convincingly start closing above 7.2 cents, the next area you want to hone in on, 10.8 cents. This region right up here. I want to come all the way up here and take this out and land up here, sit up here. I don't want to wick. I want to sit up here with candle body closes. That's what I want for HBAR. That's what I would watch for. Let me look at the price indicators real quick. Yeah, MACD's coming up. RSI looks fine. Stochastic RSI is crossing positive. So this thing is setting up. It could potentially in the next couple days here have a decent move to the upside. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Everybody, I am at time. So I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Like I said, if I didn't get to your question, I'm going to be doing this every day. So I'll be back here tomorrow around the same time. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Drop me a comment. Subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for notifications. Until next time, everybody, until tomorrow, spread awareness, carry the education forward. Take care, guys.